I'm Jessie Walters with Charles Rutenberg. I'm here today with Joel Jordan from Backbone Construction and Roofing. Thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me, as always.
Yeah. So we're talking about the real estate market, which is, as we know, going crazy, and which obviously has a lot to do with the building.
Correct.
And, you know, all that stuff, which is where Joel comes into.
With construction and roofing.
Yeah.
Right now it's pretty busy, considering the price increase that's going on. So I tell people, I'm like, buy now because
it keeps going up.
I mean, I've had, in the last 30 days, we've had, like, I want to say 3 price increases on just our shingle brands.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's insane right now.
Yeah, it is crazy. Yeah, so, you know, because the price increases, we see gas prices going up, and then we see prices at the grocery store going up, and then we see prices on the houses going up. And so what do you expect, right? The house, the repairs and the additions and
it's everything. And a lot of it is being driven by the cost to transport because of the gas. So that is causing, it's an effect. It's a ripple effect. Like everything is going up. And I don't know if there's any end in sight. I just feel like this might just be the new normal that we have going on. Yeah,
and I talk to some people, and they say, well, you know, when the prices go up so much, people will stop buying, and I have not seen that. People have not. I mean, it hasn't affected them whatsoever. They, like on the home improvements, I just see people saying, well, I'm refinancing at a really low rate. So if I'm paying more, it's almost the same thing, justifying the increases, you know?
I mean, and it helps me because one of my goals, I mean, I'm not trying to pressure these people into buying a roof, but I'm just like, buy now.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to, this is like a sales tactic. I'm just saying, I'm honestly trying to save you money before it comes down to the wire, because we had to, originally our prices were quoted for 30 days, like on our estimate, and we had to take it down to 10 days.
Oh, wow.
So it's like, this quote is good for 10 days, and I'll have to re-quote you.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you,
pressure.
it's going to be higher. There's no pressure. I mean, I do like to hit my sales goals for each month.
Yeah.
But that is something that I use as a sales tactic.
Right. So on mine, when I'm showing a house and stuff, I'll say, hey, it's no pressure, but bids are due tomorrow by 6 p.m. And if you have cash, it's even better. You know, no pressure, though.
Inspections.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about prior to, you know, the video started shooting, was the TikTok videos. They're so popular right now, where the realtors are on there like, I want to waive all inspections. I got cash. I got 50,000 over. you know, everything, and it's crazy right now.
And so that's great for you, right? I mean, this is supposed to be booming.
Yeah. If you have like sellers, it's harder when you have buyers. But I have, you know, I am good at I know it sounds conceited, but good at beating everybody out.
Hey.
Yeah.
You
I got
your
a
own
plan.
home if no one else is going to.
Yeah. Toot toot. So actually, we'll show a couple of the ones that I have are newly listed right now, and then under contract. It's one of those cue the houses. Okay, so this one I have under contract. This one was listed for $475. It went way over. Had 7 offers on it. That's in Spring Hill on 2.38 acres. Inspections are today, and we're closing Friday. So I think that one should be a done deal. Touch wood. And then we have a couple other ones. This one's in Tampa. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. It's in by over there by Bears, Jade Palm, Taylor Palms.
Bootsby Downs. I used to work at USAA. That's at 75 and
Right. Oh, okay, so you could pretty much see it from that building. I think from there, that complex. Yeah. So this one was a 2-2. It was 175. Went way over. On asking too, and it's under contract. This one is closing the 13th. That one was way over too, and that was in Newport Richey. And I didn't even have the professional photographer out there. It was so fast. You could see the garage doors open.
Here's my cell
phone. Crooked. Yeah, it's all crooked. Yeah.
Hey, it works.
Yeah. So that one was a 3-2 pull, and it went over, and that one's closing. And this little bad boy right here was 150. Went way over, and I had 32 offers on it. So that was crazy. We had to crawl in the side of this home.
Oh my God.
The homeless people were in there, and we had to. They got them all out, and then there was a 4-foot hole in the side of it And we crawled through for the pictures, and the photographer I have would, I told her I'm going to spare you on this one. I'll go out and take the pictures. And then this one's under contract. I think I have one more, which is just a little teeny mobile home in the middle of no man's land. No, it's in the middle of mobile home park in Inverness. And that one is a $99,000, just like a little starter home and stuff. That one, I want to say, yeah, 99.9. Oh yeah, I got the glamour shots on this one too, and it's a cute little house. If you're starting and you can't find anything for $99,000 right now, so that's pretty much this is what you get, and green's back in.
I love that carpet.
Green's back in. It is. It's back in. That house was full of everybody loves green. That was full of
money is green, so
yeah, it's true. Make it rain in there.
Like somebody already did.
yeah, and in there too. Yeah, so that one was full of antiques. I mean, this was a estate sale, and it was just full to the point where I was wondering, if there was major antiques like that were worth more than the mobile home.
Correct.
So she got it all cleaned out. Her grandpa had left it to her. She's younger and she's just trying to get the most, start her life and school, pay for her school and stuff like that. But real nice seller, and the house turned out real good. If you would have seen her before pictures, it's just packed out. You couldn't even see the green carpet.
Right. So do you find with those houses that like the one you said that sold, had like 32 beds on it and had the homeless people, are the people that are buying those or people that are just flipping those types of properties? Like that 32 beds those were all people looking to flip that property.
Yeah, that home needed the roof, needed an air conditioner, needed obviously appliances, needed kitchen, bathroom. So that was pretty much a no, if you're a realtor watching, that was a no contingency as far as no, all cash, so no loan contingency because you can't loan on it.
Yeah.
And then there was no inspection contingency because the ones that wanted the inspections, we decided not to go with them.
Correct.
If it was, like for a seller, it's easier to look and go, I'd rather have somebody that says no inspection. So we had 0 inspection days, and they're just going to flip it. The buyers on that got greedy. In other words, the ones that. So you'll have an investor who will just they'll give you an offer and they'll check there's a box on the contract. It's called assignment. And they're going to basically just sell that contract to someone else. And so the ones that we saw like that, we needed, this is a guardianship, so we needed 60 days to close. And the ones that say, oh, I don't want to put any money down, I'm just going to flip this paper. They came in and I said, I need 60 days. And it's probably going to be sooner. And a lot of them wouldn't give me 60 days on it. So I'm like, well, we can't go with you. And basically, we don't want the assignability. We want you get it. Now it's your deal.
Property, right?
Yeah, and then you can sell it. And a lot. So I think that, some of the investors go to these classes to kind of how to buy something with no money. And when they're doing stuff like this and you're competing against 32 offers, you've got to have the actual cash to. Right. We're going to ask you for proof of funds. You can't just take the contract and sell it to someone else. But on this, the actual buyer that we got, they had proof of funds. They're not a hedge fund, but they are investors, and they're going to fix up the property and flip it. So, and like you said, all of them. There was probably 2 homeowners that called, and then the neighbors came over. I met the neighbors and stuff like that. Right. And I told them they could crawl through the hole in the side of the house. And I had the best. You can't see the hole. There's a hole. There it is. See it?
Oh, wow.
Did you see it? Yeah. I mean, that was what it looked like inside.
So this like a neighborhood that's being gentrified, like the gentrification is going on?
Yeah. A lot of the homes are really nice. It's right by Lowry Park Zoo, so it's actually.
Oh, this is in Tampa. Okay.
Yeah, so they really have come on a lot on the houses and stuff in that area.
Yeah, a lot of that area. I went to a person, actually one of the women that I sold my first roof to, but they were waiting for the house that they had being built in Seminole Heights to be completed, and that's why they called me out months ago, back when I started in August, and then their house kept getting delayed. It was supposed to be done in the summer, so they kept pushing back, and now I'm just now putting the roof on the house in Plant City here coming up at the end of this month. And I went to their new house because I had to get them to sign like the NOCs and stuff for the permit. And the new house, those houses that they're building are just phenomenal. Like there's a whole new like modern 2-story like right next to like the bungalow style.
Yeah, 1960s.
It's really pretty with the remodels that they're doing. So
that area, they've redoing a lot of different areas where it was, maybe getting a little run down, and now they're doing the beautification.
Right.
I know a lot of I can't speak for every downtown area, but I know a lot of the downtown areas will give grants for different beautification projects and stuff like that. As far as no, this is 2 years ago, they would say like, oh, you're like, say for instance, downtown Newport Richey, they were giving a grant for like the roof. If the property had to be homesteaded, so it couldn't be like an investment property, you had to be living there, and they would help you with like different grants and stuff like that, So they depending on which area you're in, if you're looking to do something, you can always call your local municipal and ask them if there's any type of assistance and stuff like that,
Right, that's cool to know.
Yeah, and it's on the older homes too, so don't go, I'm buying a brand new 20, I need a grant, and they're going to be like, no.
Yeah, like, no thanks, sorry about it.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry about your bad luck. Yeah. So, but we, on the roofing, the prices have gone up, like you said, like 3 times in the 30 days? Or
in 30 days.
Wow.
Because I was looking yesterday before I came, I was like, let me go back, because I actually had a client reach out to me, and while I was on his roof, his neighbor came out. She wanted me to do her roof, so I quoted them like a month ago, back at the end of February, and then at that time we were still doing the 10 days, and then I had to requote him again because I think we had a price increase on like the 22nd of February, then there was one on the 2nd of March. Like it was all like right back to back, and then he even, like, we were texting, he was like, so wait, when you first quoted me it was this, and then now it's this, and now it's going up again. I'm like,
yeah. I know, and I feel bad too. I feel bad because okay, so my comparison with the roof is I sold their house for them. This was 6 months ago. It was $185. We'd hire, but we took the cash offer, so it was like $185. So now it's for sale for $199. But I don't. So it's an older lady. So and I was thinking about it, and I'm like, a lot of people, you'll see a house for sale. Like I saw one the other day too. It was like $165. Now it's for sale for $225, and they didn't do anything to it.
Right.
But like I think as a uneducated consumer, you go, oh, I bought this house for $175. I'm going to sell it for $200. I'm going to make, in your head, and on paper it looks like you're going to make $25,000, but then you're going to have this thing called closing costs and commissions that you're going to have to pay. So then at the end of it, you're still going to make some money, but it's taxable because you didn't live there for 2 years. So now you got to pay 10% or 20% on. So for me, I sold her this house for $175. She's selling it for $200. You're going to pay about $12,000 in commissions and closing costs on your $200.
Right.
So now back it up, you're at like $188, and then you're going to have to pay 10% on between the $175 and the $188. You got about $13,000 profit, and now you're going to have to pay about $1,300.
So what would be the point?
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, and then all that moving, and because she literally moved in there and stuff too.
So her goal was to move in and just sell it?
I don't know. I have no idea. But she sold it. She will end up making probably about $5,000 by the time she's done.
So did she know about the 2-year rule prior to?
No, and I don't think so.
I'd never heard about that either.
So
that's
it's
good to know.
tax. So if you live in it, so if you're purchasing a home in the state of Florida and you live in it for 2 years, all the profit is tax free. But you have to live in it. You can't rent it out. You have to live in it.
Okay.
So if you live in it and then you go, oh, I think I'll rent it out for a year, it takes off that, unless it's some, family.
So live in it, like, what do they mean by that? Like, is it actually
Homesteaded.
you or like family members or something like that? If you're not actually renting it, like say someone's just like living.
Yeah, so I
occupying
mean,
the space.
that
Like, how
would
do they
be-
prove that or find that out?
Usually it's because you homestead exempt it to, your driver's license matches your homestead.
Oh, okay.
So that's a clear path. But if you say you say you were a lazy person and you were like, oh, I forgot every year to homestead it.
Right.
As long as you had like your mail going there and
Like
stuff,
you could prove that there
Yeah,
was
you
you lived there.
you had the electric on a year,
Right.
just something. something. So if you ever
Yeah.
did get audited,
So this is how you do it, everybody.
yeah.
Put your name everywhere and then live somewhere else. But again, that would only work if you only had one other property
Yeah.
to sell. Obviously, if you're in this, you're
Yeah, so
trying
if
to
you're
sell
an
more.
investor, yeah,
Right.
and you've got like 10 properties and you're like, yeah, I lived in it. And then, yeah.
So I'm sure the investors is a totally different aspect of how the selling of the homes go. They have a totally different path than just a regular homeowner, correct?
Right, yeah. So you have your, obviously it's starting from day one as an investor with how you're deeding your property. Maybe it's just in your name, like you said. Maybe you won't be able to tell, but then your insurance is different too, because you have homeowners insurance if you're living in the home. You have dwelling insurance if you're renting the home.
Like a fire policy.
Yeah, exactly. So then you're there, and yeah, you know that stuff. You're like, that's the old job. We got that.
What are you talking about? I know all this.
Professional. So that's kind of like so it's tenant occupied then as soon as you see that dwelling policy, and then you kind of goes from there. But the most investors are going to pay. So say the same scenario. Say you bought, like that one house. It was like $150 and they're selling for $225. You figure $75,000 profit, but then you got closing costs back it up, and then it's not the $225 you're paying taxes on. It's the gap between the $225 minus $150. You're paying taxes on $75,000, and then depending on what tax bracket you're in, it's either going to be 10% or 20%. You have to call your accountant and ask them. But you'll take out for repairs. But if you just bought it and was like, oh, this market's crazy, I'll just hold it for 3 months, throw it back out, then you're going to pay some pretty good taxes.
So you're saying the tax is based on the amount that you're going to receive as the profit.
Yeah, the taxes, so each person is in their own tax bracket.
Correct.
So you're going to pay taxes on that $75,000 profit, depending what tax bracket you're in.
Right.
And that's where you got to call your accountant and say, okay, I make
Like, where am I at, right?
yeah, I make this much money this year approximately, and I'm going to sell this house. And then, because sometimes, when it gets to be like that small profit and you got to pay 20%, you figure, is it worth it at the end, or should I just
Right.
rent it out and take
Now,
it
is
slow?
it based on that year of your profit,
Yeah.
or do they do an accumulation of, like, say, like for me when I was independent, I was paid as a contractor, so my fluctuation in salary changed every single year. So they're basing it on that
On
moment
that year.
right now.
Yeah, so,
Okay.
okay, so say you're selling this house that you never lived in right now, this moment in 2022, it would be
What my
at the end of the
taxes
year.
were?
Yeah,
Oh, at the end of this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, at the end of the year, you would say, here's my all the money.
Little amount of money.
Here's all the money. Here's all the money I made,
Help
and
me, I'm
then
poor.
it'd be like, and here's the house I sold. Yeah.
Right.
So then they put it all together, and then that's your total income for the whole year, and then they tax you on that whole thing. So if you're on the edge of a 10% tax bracket and a 20% tax bracket, it can kind of throw you over. So that's why I always say, call your accountant and
Right.
stuff.
So do you know, like for me, like when I said I was independent, are we doing to get a commercial?
Yeah. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Everybody stay tuned. Hi, welcome back. I'm Jessie Walters with Charles Rutenberg, and Joel Jordan is here today with Backbone Construction and Roofing. Thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me, as always.
Yeah, so we're talking about just the market and different things going up. And, before we get started back, I wanted to special thanks to Nightberry Title Services, one of my sponsors. They're great. Cheryl there, help you with any type of title questions you have. You're trying to make sure you're purchasing something and you want to make sure there's no liens or encumbrances against it. Cheryl's your girl. And also thanks to the mortgage firm, Dylan Gaston. She's awesome to get you approved for any type of new future mortgages and stuff. And they both have really easy, like it shows, apply now, client log on, just automated systems. So you don't even, if you're not a people person, you don't even have to talk to anybody and get you approved.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
lot of people don't talk to anybody these days.
Yeah, I know. They're like, there's someone at the door. It used to be like a normal thing, you know?
That's why I steer away from door knocking, because you just don't know.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of our sales come driven from social media.
Yeah.
Especially with like Facebook and like word of mouth. But going back to what I was asking before, so when it comes like the finding out like if you're independent, like getting paid as a contractor. So with your income fluctuating, like when it comes to a mortgage, like they just collectively look at that to determine?
Oh, yeah, if you're going to get a more, okay, so it's they like to see you at a job for 2 years usually, even if you're like subcontracting or whatever, to have those tax returns pretty much steady for 2 years and showing an increase for the second year, you know. So if you're, so I have a friend who, and she'll love me, it's her birthday today actually, but happy birthday, Stacy.
Happy birthday, Stacy.
She's not going to watch it. No, I'm just joking. Yeah, never
Sorry.
mind.
You should be supporting your friend.
Yeah, I know, where you at? But she's a waitress and she will not report her income. And I won't put her last name on here so the IRS will go after her. But anyway, so I'm like, you want to buy
a call out podcast now.
You want a house, you got to report the income for 2 years,
Okay.
you know? So, but she won't do it. And I'm like, she's like, why don't you help me get a house? I'm like, and she has excellent credit. And it doesn't
Right.
it goes by, it's a, you know, that conglomeration of your credit, your income, you know what I mean? And your good paying, you know,
Right.
and then your history of your rentals or mortgage, you know, if you already have a mortgage and stuff too.
Right. So yeah, like for me, like I think, like I have my own company that I'm paid through as an independent. So I think that will be the track record that they'll
Yes.
basically use
Yeah.
for my mortgage. When I decide to buy, I keep being like, oh, I'm gonna wait, and I keep waiting.
You're like, the bottom
waited.
is going to fall out. Oh, okay, not this month.
Well,
Yeah.
even before, like I just had such an aspiration of just constantly traveling. Like I didn't want to like stay planted. And now that I'm kind of back
Yeah.
with my family, like in my roots, it's like, okay, I feel like I need to settle down. And now I'm like, okay, I want to buy. And of course, it's the
Yeah, worst time to buy.
worst time to
Well,
buy.
interest rates are still
So-
low, so I explain it kind of like what the prices were lower, but the interest rates were higher.
Correct.
Now prices are higher and the interest rates are lower, so it's kind of like the same payment, you know.
Right.
But you know, where there's actually still good deals where you're based out of Plant City, there's still pretty good deals in Plant City. There's some, you know, I'm actually going to hook you up. There's some new construction in Plant City that's actually pretty reasonable. And there's still actually good deals in Zephyr Hills. There's still pretty good deals.
Yeah, I mean, if
Brooksville.
you know anything in Plant City, or you know, because that's definitely.
I know a
where-
realtor. That could help you out.
So yeah, no, I think that's kind of where I'll end up. I mean, Backbone is based in Plant City, and that's kind of. But my family is based in Plant City also. So
Yeah.
And now that I'm having to drive, because we've got our own office now. I think before when I was here, we were kind of like sharing a space inside of my sister's like office, but then she got a
Okay.
whole new facility because her print shop has like taken off for her, so she
That's
was able
awesome.
to get this this really big section of this building, and because we're construction, we came in and like put some walls up and like
Yeah.
separate everything out. So now we have like our own space. We're not like in her space. And so with that, just to kind of go into a little bit of the restructure of the
yeah.
company, is so my sister is basically taking a step down from the office manager role, and she's just going to stay on as strictly marketing because the print shop is doing so well.
That's awesome.
Which is called Bonnie Day Design. So she's kind of been toggling with it for some time because, you know, your business is like thriving. Obviously, we're thriving too. So Backbone is getting bigger. We're reaching out to more counties. So,
Right.
But I know for her, it was like a really difficult decision to step down because she loves us. You know, she loves the
Yeah, of
company.
course,
She's been with
right?
Backbone for years. You know.
Yeah.
But staying on as like our social media and like marketing is like
Yes.
her niche. You know, along with
Yeah.
like her print shop. So she's still with the Backbone family. So right now we're currently looking for an office manager to come on. So we've been doing some interviews the last week.
Oh,
so
that's good.
if anybody watching is locally
manager?
in Plant City.
Material?
Yeah, and it would be like a 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, like you would have to come to the office. I'm sure you could be remote in some capacity, be a hybrid, but you do a lot of basically like scheduling, permitting, a lot of the office managerial stuff. And with the restructuring, I've become the district sales manager.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You need like the tag, you know.
You're like a confetti to fall from the
Yeah. Should I say it again? No, I'm kidding. We don't have it right. We don't have it like that here, but you know.
Didn't go off. So, and then we've hired another salesperson, and we're looking to hire more salespeople. So, again, if you're looking for getting into construction or roofing sales, or if you want to inquire about being an office manager, just send me your resume to my email. It's going to be joel@backbonefl.com, or you can also go to our website and put an inquiry in.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's good to know.
Oh,
so
and also with the website, now that he's on there. So last time I was here, we talked about the financing.
Right.
And we were like trying to figure that out. So now, right now, if you click on the financing tab on our website, we offer financing through Synchrony.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
yeah, and Synchrony is a good bank because I deal with some of the banks and I can't. Some of the big ones I don't like to plug because they are they're not consistent. You know what I mean? So Synchrony is actually a good one, so that's good to know.
yeah, because I think I have a Care credit card with Synchrony, and I also have my Ashley furniture card with Synchrony.
Yeah. So
Yeah, they, as far as, I mean, I know they offer like multiple levels of financing with interest rates, you know, like with certain months, interest free, things like that. So you just want to check out the financing tab. And now we did have a whole new photo shoot taken of us and the guys, but unfortunately we didn't have it in time because I wanted to like have the website, the new photos. But once we get them, we'll update
we can
the
come
website.
back again.
And then also, if I come back again, I'll obviously bring the new office manager. I was like, one of the requirements of working here is that you have to want to go on, promote, go to this type of interviews, or you know, because we're part of the chambers, you know, commerce, going and speaking at those. You know, I need someone who's personal,
start to get like relaxed in front of people and stuff like that. Yeah,
them working directly with me, like as the sales manager and the office manager, like we are going to basically, they'll be the inside and I'll be doing the outside, but I want us to collaborate together, especially when it comes to like the permitting process, because I don't know if you've ever done anything with permitting. I'm just getting into that. So.
I helped Joe with all his permitting. Yeah. So I sell houses, but then when on my day, well, I'll have a couple hours off, and it's so I'm like, if you need any help, I actually kind of am a professional on that.
Well, it's just interesting to learn that like depending on the city. Some of them require you to like call in certain like in progress. Some you can do it online. Yeah. Just like every county,
like different levels of inspection.
Yeah, like some will just drive by and do the inspection. Some like we were doing one I think in Zephyr Hills, and we had to like go out and put like the placard like on the door, and they have to sign it, then get it back. So it's just like different things in Hillsborough County versus like Pasco County.
We put the placard on everything and the plans on everything, and which building permit placard, and then we have the plans too, which have to be 11 by 17 printout on each one.
So it's like particular. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's just, I'm getting into learning that side of it, just because not necessarily that I would be the one in control of that. I just like to understand everyone's role and responsibility, especially being in management. That way I can, you know, figure out where we can thrive, where we can collaborate, and, you know, smooth ship. I love being proactive.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm not a reactive person. I'm like, I want to be on top of things. I want to be ready for, you know, because we're looking into trying to get into doing claims with insurance.
Oh, okay.
So there's a company that I'm speaking with right now that works as a vendor, basically the in-between, an insurance carrier. So we'll ask, like, hey, we need a roofer. This vendor will refer us to go out to do the estimate, which is perfect for me, because this becomes like the perfect hybrid between the 17-year insurance career that I have, plus this construction career that I'm going into. So I think it's a great migration for me. So I'm really excited about getting those set up, getting those networks together, and just be able to acquire more referrals and more sales that way.
Yeah, that's good, because, well, you know, like it's smart to, you know, to be that kind of like the boss in charge that, you know, is not just bossing you around, but knows every level of that, you know. like as far as permitting and stuff like that, because I think you just see the structures going up and stuff. And if you don't know exactly, is it a primary structure, accessory structure? Do I need plans? Do they have to be sealed off? Are they contractor signed? Are they, all that stuff that is stuff that people watching are probably like, what are they even talking about? But it's to know that whole industry, it's smart,
Yeah. So like one thing I'm learning is like I've had a couple. I did a large self-forward addition, so I know that's going to require all types of permitting. So again, it's just interesting to see the process and go through it because I haven't with additions. I've gone through it with roofs. Right. But I haven't done, I know some of them do the roof mitigation forms and then they can do the final inspection. But like I said, with City of Plant City, you would have to call in it in progress. You're going to physically go out and see the work in progress. But if you're unincorporated, then they're we'll just drive by.
It's the same thing with Hillsborough and City of Tampa. They're totally different entities. Yeah. And then too, the different people you talk to there and stuff it is strange I just find that take pictures just in case, because literally they are your case. If you are at the wrong municipality and you call it in and you forgot one stage, at least if you have pictures or have your guys snap a couple of pictures of,
the funny thing is trying to find if you're looking in the right county, because you're how the lines have changed, especially with Odessa and that whole area got rezoned. Yeah. So I know that
Pasco, Odessa, or Hillsborough, Odessa.
Yeah.
So what I do is kind of a hint. So for me, I check permitting because say you're selling your house and I need to know what year your roof is. That's what I check permitting for in my job. But in my husband's job,
got a permit.
Yeah, you better got a permit. So, but in my husband's job, his is for usually pool enclosures. So we'll have a pool going in. So I'll pull the permit to make sure there's a pool, because otherwise, if I just submit a permit, they'll say, where's the pool? So I have to make sure the pool is pooled prior, and then we'll put the cage in after. But going back to the, is it primary, structure? Is it permitting? Is it, after you do them a couple times, you'll know. But so if it's in Odessa, literally you can see, you go to Pasco County, it doesn't come up, it's Hillsborough County. But City of Tampa and Hillsborough and Pinellas and City of Pinellas and Largo and Bel Air, and there's a whole group of them that are it's really hard to figure out which municipality it is. And what I do is I go to their tax bill and I look at so it says it on there. It'll say unincorporated or where are they paying taxes to, and that's how I find it. So I'll find the property appraiser and it'll say tax. So I'll hit go to proceed to tax, and I'll pull up their actual bill and I'll see Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, and it says, Hillsborough County, da-da-da. I'm like, okay, there it is. Right. So then I'll apply, and they won't let you apply. That's another thing, too. It won't let you apply if you're in the wrong county. So if I go to put a permanent so I won't totally mess it up. But I'll sit there for 10 minutes going, why isn't this going in? And then I'm like, oh, no,
Because I'll worry. Yeah. Sometimes I fill out an NOC because they're all different for the county. Yeah. They're pretty much all the same as far as notice of commencement and talking about you're doing the work. But, I've been oh, my gosh, I filled out
for Pasco,
Hillsborough, and gave it to him, and it was Pasco. You know
what though? The lady, the one pool permit lady, she just crosses through it and writes Pasco, or would cross through Hillsborough and puts her name, whatever it is.
Right. I think the form is collective as far as what it's doing. It's just putting them on notice for the
Yeah. So as long as before you submit the NOC to be recorded, you cross through it and put the right one, you're okay. And then there's Simple File. Do you know Simple File? Mm-mm. Well, I don't know if this is helping you guys or not, but Simple File.
Sorry, we're just rambling over here.
Yeah, no. So say you're having some work done at your your home, and you have an NOC and you have to go get it recorded, but you don't have time to go to the county and record it. So there's Simple File, and it's $15. And what you do is you take your NOC, it has to be notarized, and you upload it through Simple File, and you can put Hillsborough, you can put Pasco, you don't have to drive there, you just upload it through there. Then it takes Hillsborough, it usually takes a day. Pasco, it usually takes 4 days. Pinellas, it takes 30 minutes.
So you're saying if I was in the office and I didn't want to drive to go up
to Pinellas,
to Pinellas to file it.
Yeah.
Because it's obviously I'm in Plant City.
And you can't get inspections until this thing's filed, you know?
Right.
So you could just file it through the simple file.
So they don't mind about the fact about it being electronic because it's a wet signature with a notarization or any of that?
No.
Do you think that all of that has changed since COVID?
Yeah.
Basically hit, and now everything is, there's more ways to get things done electronically than we've seen before in the past.
Right, exactly. So you'll see when you, so you just scan this NOC and like, you know, the notary stamp is wet and the signatures are wet and this part's printed, and I'm like, I thought the same thing. It's never going to work, but it works great. And like Pinellas County is like, I want to, like they're magical. They're like usually 30 minutes, 45 minutes.
Right.
Pasco County is not magical. It's usually 4 or 5 days to get it. But they come back and it saves me a trip, you know?
Right.
So-
Yeah, that'd be something that we would look into because, I mean, that's, especially with gas right now.
Yeah.
The less traveling, but the biggest concern I thought with that was because the document, I mean, I would think you could do everything electronic now, but I guess maybe that allows for more fraudulent things to
true.
occur because of, you know, with the notarization, you know, and copies of things like that. But if that works, I'll definitely, you know,
Yeah, it works
send that
great.
information to me later because I
Yeah,
can bring it
I will.
up to the company like, hey, this will save us time and gas.
Yeah.
Not having to travel to all those other counties.
Right.
Because getting here, I think it was like an hour
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah, exactly. So this might have saved you money.
I know. I could have done this at home on
I know.
FaceTime. Why am
We
I
can
here?
Zoom. Next time we'll Zoom.
I guess we
Yeah.
could do a Zoom.
Yeah,
No,
we
I,
like-
I like seeing because before it was a once a year thing. And
Yeah,
now this
just
is-
Halloween.
Right, just Halloween.
Yeah, so that'll save you time. I'm trying to think if there's anything else to save you time, but electronic plans. But you have the roofing is. It's so funny. I'll tell you this story because I know we got to go break soon. But when I went to Pinellas County and I was in there and because they still will take. No one will take the. They only want electronic plans. But Pinellas County, you can still drop off. Here's my permit application. Here's the hard copy plans
Right.
and everything. You can hand it to them. And I was in there and I was like, I can't believe you guys are still in here doing this. And she's like, yeah. And you know what? We hate it because of roofers, because she said they'd come in here and they literally have all the roofing, like they're all covered with tar. And like she showed me this roofer, it wasn't you guys, just so you guys know, but she showed me, it wasn't you guys. So she showed me and it was all covered with tar and the application and everything. And I was like, this is why they want to go electronic, because they hate what we do when we mess everything up. But we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back with more tips on just building permits, permitting, and purchasing houses. Stay tuned. Hi, welcome back. I'm Jessie Walters with Charles Rutenberg. Today, Joel Jordan is joining me from Backbone Construction and Roofing.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so we're talking about just construction and how much it's gone up, and you know, the 3 increases that you've had in 30 days, and kind of going into that. And we didn't. I know we've touched on roofs, and you know, obviously because you do them, but we're talking about new construction, and your new construction prices, although they've gone up, they're still fair prices.
Yeah, so our custom builds right now are going for $185 a square foot, and then for additions, it's around $125 a square foot. Now again, this is
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
This could all change
Yeah.
in
I would
5
think.
minutes.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
Everything keeps consistently going up. So I tell people now, and again, I guess the thing that you tell people with real estate is like, buy now because it's just going to continue to go up. I guess whenever we start to see a precedence where it's coming down, I would make the suggestion to hold off if it's going to help a client. But right
Right.
now, I tell everyone, I'm like, sign now, lock the price in, we can order it from our vendor, we can get all that, again, same thing with like shingle colors and brands, it's like trying to find those particular ones, availability, like all of that is scarce, and because there's so much new construction and materials are scarce or they're just expensive.
Yeah, and I feel like when you're shopping for a roof, it's time for a roof. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're not like, oh, I can just wait a year until those roof prices go down, because I know how people are with the roof. If you're shopping, your roof's either leaking or your insurance company sent you that Dear John letter, or something to that extent. Yeah.
That letter is doing wonders for me because I tell
so
you
sad for my customers, but it's great for you.
Well, for me, because it's so funny how I transitioned at a time when before it was so claim driven for the roof replacements with the damage, but now it's like the carriers are getting ahead of the deterioration and the time where a small storm could come through and cause damage to the roof that would be claimable. Now they're like, no, like 15 years was what I've been seeing and hearing.
Yeah.
But just the other day I went to someone's house and they'd gotten a 10-year letter.
Oh my gosh.
So I think they're even being more proactive about it. There's also I know that there's rumors or legislation that's coming out to where they're talking about taking or trying to apply depreciation to the roofing system through the insurance policy, which, that's something that I guess stay tuned, because they say that it's coming, but I don't know how that's going to affect people and what that might actually do, because if right now it's RCV, it's replacement cost value versus the actual cash value with the depreciation applied.
Yeah, so I know it sounds funny, but on say the carpet industry, so they would say this carpet's guaranteed for 10 years, and then someone would put a claim in on the carpet, and the carpet would be 3 years old, and they would say, well, you have 30% for wear and tear, so that carpet could be missing literally 30% of what the material. And so I always think of roofs like the same line.
Right.
You've had the roof for 10 years and it's 20-year warranty. How much of that roof is actually warranted?
Right. And the thing is, it's how many insurance carriers did you have through the 20 years you had that roof? And here comes the carrier you just got 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Now has to replace this entire roofing system.
Oh yeah, it's true.
So there's things like that to think about, I guess, when they look at the legislation and how they're going to do it.
Because Avatar just totally pulled out of Florida, so it's just literally, I don't know.
And a lot of carriers are, but I see that trend happens ever so often, because even when I got into insurance, when I started my career at USAA, they at that time pulled out of the state of Florida for writing homeowner policies back then, unless you had military orders. But again, since they opened up the eligibility to different things throughout the years, that's changed.
Right.
So I know they're probably writing more. And also if you were employed, they probably would write you. It's just everything continuously changed. I know at one point they were out, but I know that they still insure like active military, things like that. But a lot of the insurance companies that I've come in contact with, people, a lot of them are just pulling out. I had one guy the other day, I felt bad for him. He had filed a claim, and then the carrier, he didn't tell me who, filed bankruptcy that same week. And he'd already paid his entire year of premium.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So
he's like, I'm waiting for my check back. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oh, well, I'll hold off. I was like, because that just seems like it's going to be a little bit of a nightmare. And he, had sought legal counsel and stuff like that. So I don't know how that's going to work for him or how that's going to play out. But of course, once he's ready, we'll proceed with replacing the roof. But
and you know what? When we were talking about home, if you're purchasing a home, and right now people are like, it doesn't matter if it needs a roof or not. I need a home. I'm gonna buy this, and obviously call you to get the quote. But a tip for my buyers when they are looking around the neighborhood, usually, especially if it's a cookie cutter neighborhood, and I hate to use that word, but like a development.
Right.
You're all built around the same year. So what I would do, and what I do for my clients, is just say, hey, let's take a second. We're about to go into this house, but let's also take a second to look backwards at the neighborhood, and you can kind of see if they're due for a roofing, who has the new roof across from you, beside you. And if this one doesn't look like a new roof, this one's probably up, because you can kind of tell the street. You'll go new, old, new tarp.
Right.
You know what I mean? Roof. Yeah.
Blue tarps, ocean of blue.
So that's kind of like the look for those blue tarps, and it's time for a roof. But that. So I had a question for you. So I don't know if you remember or not, but I had a customer. The house didn't go through, but I think you were going on vacation or something. But I was like, oh, how much for this room addition? in downtown Newport Richey and blah, blah, blah. And you're like, okay, I'll get back to you. And then you just kind of give me the square foot price like right
Right.
now, or that the 125. So my question is, and you might not even know this, you're probably going to kill me for asking this, but
I was trying to put you on the spot.
yeah.
Here we go.
Here we go. Let's put your seatbelt on. No, it's not that bad. Yeah. So it's so we're out there, and now these are on piers. Those downtown, a lot of those downtown Newport Richey, which means they're on the cement block. It's a wood frame home, and so obviously it's not in a flood zone. So when you go out there, do you suggest, or are you guys seeing, like, it's the same thing with like Tampa, Seminole Heights, and the houses are built up. You know what I mean? They're all like
Right.
basically on block. Are you guys suggesting them to go to the bottom floor and have the addition where you step down into the, or do you guys try to keep them up, or what's?
So a lot of that would be done through the engineer that we.
Oh, and
have
then
come
he'll
out.
suggest?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we, especially if it's any kind of addition, especially I've just got into learning this with like setbacks.
Yeah.
And the
Oh,
surveys.
yeah, I know the
So you
setbacks.
have to know where you can, how far you can build. I mean, these are things I'm learning as I'm
Yeah.
coming along. Like how far like the driveways can be to the.
Yeah, from the road.
From the road and also from the neighbor. And then the setbacks as far as like how far the home has to be from
Off
the
the-
road.
right.
On all sides of the property lines. But
And then whether there's a well or septic, where it's located.
right, so the
Yeah.
engineer would be the one when they come out.
Okay.
They help all of that and figure out what the best action would be with the drawings and the plans, and then they send it to us for review, and we can
Right.
determine whether that would be the best
Okay.
course of
Yeah,
action.
because when I was out there, I could see, the property lines, and everything like that. But I know, like every again, county's different. Some are 5 on the sides, and 10 on the back.
Right.
And then sometimes there's electrical easements. You need that survey so you could see.
Right.
Are we going over electrical easements? Is there stuff like that? So I understand that. Yeah, I just didn't, because one of my customers, Jean, she's great, but she's been looking downtown Newport Richey. She loves the whole atmosphere, loves everything about it. But every time we get out, she has a building question for me, and obviously I'm a realtor and I want to advise, but
Right.
but now I have the basics per square foot price, and I can just say it's going to be about this.
Right. So that's the price you can give for your clients that ask about that, and then if they obviously want us to come out, take
Yeah.
photos, and if they want to proceed, then we would get the drawings and all that set up for the addition, especially for custom home builds, all that.
All right, and on your website, I know the new website, are you going to have kind of like, do you guys have just standard plans for homes, or you're just custom plans for each home?
I think it's custom for each home. I know that the owner, we just had a custom home build that came into the office, and I want to say that they came in with their idea of what they wanted it to look like, and so he took from that,
Oh, okay.
created drawings, and then go from there.
Right.
And then we have the engineer that'll come out, kind of solidify those plans, and then like they came back in, they're like, okay, we want this window over like a little bit more.
Right.
They're like, oh, we thought about having this bathroom here, but let's just take it out. Let's just make this
Yeah.
a bigger room. We have a bathrooms upstairs or something. So the plans, and when you get down to the integral part of that, is really when you identify those things.
Right. And so that's good. You guys have the financing for it now too. It's
Right.
all set up. So I mean, this is like you've grown. I can't
Yeah.
remember what. It's been 6 months since you came
Yeah,
on. You've
so
literally grown in the
we
company.
have grown. We've done really well. Not to like brag as far as like the team. We've already, as far as like me and the other sales guys, have already done over like $500,000 gross profit sales in the first quarter of the year.
That's awesome.
So I'm trying to push for that continual. We've continued to be successful in beating each month. I have a standard amount of goal that I have for the team, and then we've superseded that every month
That's
so far.
awesome.
So I want to continue that same momentum with
Yes.
the team.
So as far as is your supply chain being affected? Are you guys having a back order because of certain colors on the roofs?
I mean,
stuff like
I honestly, when it comes to colors, like we advise like this is what we have. This
yeah.
Is,
So if it's emergency, pick these. If you
Yeah.
can wait, pick.
And most of the time, I've never had a customer was like, I have to have this particular color.
Yeah.
And there's so many different variations of colors that kind of look the same,
Similar, yeah.
that I've never had someone be like, well, I have to have this color, and
Yeah.
And I'll tell them, okay, well, it's in California, and it'll take 6 weeks to get here.
Right.
It's going to cost this much money. Most of the time they will end up, choosing like another option.
Yeah, something similar.
Because it is scarce with some of the brands and some of the colors.
Right. Yeah, I was wondering that because I know a lot of, for instance, I had to get a fence for a rental property, and the one fence, it's more expensive normally, and they call it board on board, and so it's more expensive than this other fence, which I don't know a lot about fencing, so correct me if I'm wrong, but
that's more expensive, and like composite decking, like all that composite that people want nowadays, that's way more expensive.
Yeah. Well, they ran out of the cheaper fence, so they were putting the board on board the same exact price as the other fence. So I was like, well, that's good. So then when the fence actually went out, it was a more expensive fence, so everybody was all pleased.
Right.
And they thought, wow, the homeowner got this more expensive fence for them, but in fact, it was exactly the same price. In fact, I was going to do a show. Tell me if you think this is a good show, or you guys tell me if you think this is a good show, on ways to get a bargain right now, like ways to actually, like I'm talking like coupon type, you know what I mean? Like not couponing like, the lady at Publix with the 50 coupons, not like that. Like for instance, the people with the fence, it was really, really expensive because wood's so expensive. So I told them to go on eBay and buy a 10% off Home Depot coupon that hadn't been used yet, and then to go into Home Depot with your coupon, and you're going to pay $10 for your coupon on eBay, and go in, and then you can save $90. Now you got a coupon for your, fence. It saved them $90. I mean, it sounds like a lot of work, but it really wasn't. It really wasn't. It does feel like it's $90. It's like lunch right now, right?
Any cost to save money, I think, is a great venture. I also wanted to mention about we're doing the golf invitation again.
And that's on the website too, the golf invitation, right?
And it's going to be the same charity, the Jensen's Heart of Gold. We're going to, I want to say it's in mid-October, so stay tuned to the website. It'll have all the information updated. I know we had talked about doing like the shot put before. I think we're still looking at other different things to do more charitable events.
Right, that's awesome. Yeah, that's on the website, but and then you'll upload the different options, or if people want to put their signs up or something like that. Like
they'll upload the sponsorship, and if you sponsor a hole or you sponsor the lunch, like the different variations of the levels of sponsorship. Correct?
Okay, and then is there prizes? I always like the prizes.
Yeah, there's prizes.
Tell me about prizes.
I think they did like a 50-50 raffle.
Oh,
they
nice.
did a silent auction.
And do you have to be there to win or no? You have to find this out. I need to know. Inquiring minds need to know.
I assume that when we had it before, everyone was there because they all played golf, and then they came back while they're having lunch. Then they were announcing all the winners. So because you buy the tickets at the time and you put them in whatever prizes you want, and then they call the name there. So
I think so.
I would wait around.
I love the 50-50 raffles.
I don't know who would just be like, okay, I'm gonna go. Bye.
I literally there's a raffle, and it supports this. Basically, it's in Ohio, and it's literally a raffle. And obviously, I don't go to Ohio, but every year I play it because one of my friends won a truck, and she's super lucky. And I said, "Hey, Dee, how you doing? You won anything lately?" She's like, "Yeah, go on." She tells me where to go on, and I go, "Okay." So I won a crossbow. I've got like this brand new crossbow in my. Yeah, so I'm like, I basically, someone already asked me if they want to buy it. And I'm like, I literally have to use it at least one time, then I'll sell it. Because I can't just, have this crossbow and not, but again, it looks like I'm kind of like a psycho because I have like this crossbow like laying in my house people. But it was, it says 50-50 raffles. You don't have to be there at 10. And then everybody puts in, and they usually have like bands and stuff like that,
Yeah. So that'll be the event they do. And then we're still doing the roof giveaway.
Yeah, that's really nice. So tell me about the roof giveaway.
So that's what we do every year. I think it's in every Christmas. They give away a roof for a person locally in Plant City that in need of a roof. And you just go on and nominate, again, that's on the website, you just go on and nominate someone locally in Plant City
Right.
that needs a roof or a family that's in need of one.
Oh,
then
that's nice.
That's what we do every year is for giving back to the immediate community. with
Yeah,
Plant
that's
City.
really nice. Yeah.
And then hopefully next year, we're able to get into the Strawberry Festival because I think that would be just fun to have like
Yeah.
a booth and talk about the roofing and construction then.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, there's a lot of different events. I know they had the Chasco, and I ran an ad at the Chasco, and then someone had a really good idea. They donated a bunch of cups to the local restaurants and bars and stuff in
Right.
the area, and the what are they called, the cup. The coolers or whatever, the little cooler things, they did all those
Yeti or
too.
something?
No, they were just like the sleeves to like the little cup.
I know.
Yeah, koozies or whatever. Yeah, and they just put their names and stuff on it, and I was
Yeah,
like,
we
what?
have one that was already. We have cups too that we give out too.
Yeah. So the Chasco, so everybody's walking around with on their on their cups and stuff. I was like, that's brilliant. So I don't know if I'll do something like that next year, but it would be heartbreaking to see my cup smashed on the ground
Like we did the
or someone drawing mustaches on it. No,
we did the Plant City Christmas parade and we gave out a bunch of cups
Oh, okay.
during the parade. So
Yeah.
that was a way to give out our cups and hopefully they're not smashed anyway.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I always have to take it down to it's in someone's garbage right now. Yeah, and also I know on the Chasco I have an old Mustang, and I always wanted to do the drive with the Mustang through the parade and throw beads at everybody.
Right.
That looks like a good fun thing for the communities too, just different community
Right.
stuff, But yeah, I'm actually kind of proud of you right now. You got a promotion. The business has grown.
booming.
You're in charge.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are booked up. Everything's
Exactly.
going well.
We're
so.
booked and blessed, and I can't
Yeah.
wait to see how the rest of 2022 works out for us. And I can't
Yeah.
wait to come back and
With
talk
your
about
new
our-
staff. So
yeah,
if
with
anyone,
my new staff, yes.
yeah. So if anybody is looking for a job, remember to contact him via the website on the inquiry part or email you.
Yeah, email me at joel@backbonefl.com.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me, and have a great day. And everybody have a great day, and see us next week.
All right, thank you.